Hi guys, it's Monique from earlylearningmom.com. Today I'm here to talk to you guys about why we homeschool year-round and what we are using this summer. So, just to start off, little Z is now and near the end of grade 1. We have finished, throughout the school year, we use Bookshark Level K as our primary homeschool resource. We had other things we slid in, and we did tons of reading. Now, in the summer, when basically come May, at the end of May, we finished Bookshark. So starting in June, we started having to look at other options. Why not take the summer off? And a lot of families do that, and that works great for a lot of families. Some kids do need that big break, but for us, the primary reasons we homeschool year-round is, number one, Z has autism and ADHD. So routine is super, super important to him. So when you go and take, once we get into a good routine, school is pain-free. He knows when we're going to do school. He goes to his desk to do his schoolwork. He cuddles up to read. He knows what's happening. But when we have long extended breaks, that routine breaks, and he kind of likes not doing, doing what he wants, and it's a little harder to engage him into coming to sit down and do some work. The other reason that we homeschool year-round is to prevent the summer slide. I remember when I was in public school, they made a really, really big deal about us reading during the summer. And now that my big kids are in public school, they also talk about, keeping fresh on math skills. Because that 2-month period that these kids are off, if they're not utilizing those skills, they can come back to school 2 to 3 months behind from what they left. So basically the first 2 months of school is relearning everything that they forgot over the summer. And that, in my opinion, is just not a great use of time. So instead of falling behind during the summer, we like to freshen up our skills. So those are the main reasons why. I also have to work with Z and make sure that sometimes his skills are scattered. So he is an excellent reader, but he may have trouble with some steps further behind, like maybe some basic grammar or spelling or phonics skills, but he can excel and read much more advanced words. So I take this time to sit down and go through work that may seem too easy, but just to make sure he has each of the skills, because I'm finding as I go through, I'm finding little holes in his education. And we don't want those holes. We want to be able to step back and fill in those holes. So that is the main reason why we homeschool year-round. The biggest one being routine. So now, this is the part I always like. I like to know what other people are using. So I thought I got this giant bucket at Dollarama, and I got it today. I just shoved all the books that I wanted to show you guys in here. Our actual intentions is to take this to the beach and make some gigantic sandcastles, but that's off topic. So to start off, just some fun activities that I do with little Z are these connect the dots. And this is more just to work on his penmanship skills. It's to slow him down and have him fill in the lines in a proper order. We were using a kind of like a preschool, like a 4 to 6-year-old dot-to-dot book before, but the lines he had to make were quite large. And so for his birthday, he received this from my friend, and I believe she got it at Costco. And as you can see, oops, we're over here, the lines are shorter, so he has to connect shorter distances, which makes it actually easier. I thought smaller dot-to-dots would be harder, but they're not. So we've been working through this book. We have, since May, we've done about that many, and there's this many left. So I know this summer we're gonna polish this book off, and we'll go back to that other 4 to 6-year-old level in September, and we'll use that. I do 3 of these a day with him. Every day we homeschool, we start off with this. And the other thing we start off with are these little first sticker books from Usborne. And I found some My First Encyclopedia sticker books that we'll probably be ordering. So basically the child is given a list of stickers and they put them on here. And now reading the words is easy for him. What I'm using this for is the scanning skills. So, okay, we need a sticker that says C. Okay, so now we got to find the word C on here. We have to peel it off and we have to find it back on here and place it in. So it's just a bunch of steps using his fine motor skills that he enjoys. So these, we've used a bunch of these and they're lots of fun. The other thing we are finishing off is Rhythm and Write. Now this was a book that I did a review for the Homeschool Review crew. We are on page 56 and there are 99 pages. So we've been kind of going slow at this, but not all of the pages have writing. So this is the letter C. Let me see. And then there's little stories about the letter formation. So we'll be using this, and I'm hoping that between now and September we will finish it off. Depending on his mood, we do 1 or 2 pages a day. I try to hit it every day that we homeschool. Doesn't always happen, but we try. Another collection that we're using are these Houghton Mifflin books, Houghton Mifflin reading, and we have 1.1 to 1.5. During the school year we went through 1.1 really slow. I kept forgetting to pull it in, but I really like it. Starts off really simple and then it progressively gets more difficult, and there's certain themes in each book that we've been reading through. So we finished this one this spring, and over the last month we've been putting through this one, and actually the last couple weeks when I remember to do it. The last week I've been really kind of religious about it. So we have one more story in book 1.2, and then I'm hoping to get through these 3 volumes. They progressively, like I said, get harder. Okay, this is pretty simple, but once you get further in the book, it gets a little more difficult, and I really like the stories, and I like that they're not just basic readers too. We have lots of basic readers, and there's definitely a time and a place for them, but I wanted him to get some more independent reading, so we'll be working through these. I also have there's 2 levels for grade 2, 2.1 and 2.2. I'm saving that for September, but if we don't finish these, that's okay. We'll just start them in September, and we will jump into the level 2 readers when we get there. We are working through 180 days of spelling and word studies. We are not very far along. We just started in May. But it's basically your child selects, like this is for the letter B, they select all the B words, they write the letter B, so it's some more writing practice. They color the lowercase b's in one color, the uppercase in a different color, and then read and trace the words. And we do that for a couple of letters, and then eventually we do a little bit of spelling. So this is super easy, but I just wanted to really reinforce that penmanship. I wanted to enforce following directions, and also some basic spelling. It progressively gets harder, and your child will be, let's see here, spelling some more difficult words or finishing the ends of words. So I think this is, I'm hoping to get through this. We do a few pages a day. But once again, if we don't, we'll throw it in on our Fridays. Right now, I'll go through this later in another video, but I've booked us Monday through Thursday, and Friday is a catch-up day. And if we don't have anything to catch up on, books like these are incredible to work with. We are hoping to get through 180 days of geography. We put a dent in it last year, but we kind of took off the 180 Days of Science, and we've really enjoyed this one, and we're nearing the end of this book. I have a feeling we'll be done in a few weeks. So once we're done this one, then we're going to probably really take off with this one. Then I try to throw a couple of these in a week. It's 180 Days of Reading. It's pretty simple. Your child has a few words, they connect the words, they select which one picture means, and then they fill it in, and the words progressively get harder, and usually there is a little story and then some comprehension questions that are not questions that they have to write for, they just have to select the correct answer. So those are the kind of things I like to put through with Zakari. We started this today. It is the reading pathways, and these are these little pyramids to help just build some fluency in Zakari's reading. I know the first few are going to be super easy, maybe even boring, but as we progressively go through it, you can see it gets a little more difficult. So I'm excited to get through this. I've had this since Wes was younger than Zakari by far. And then the last thing I'm going to share with you guys, and of course, this is not all we're using. This is like the workbook, table time kind of stuff that we're rotating through. Honestly, I can get through this, you know, we work on it for like between 30 minutes and an hour and 15 minutes depends on the day, spread out, doing a piece here, a piece there. We are focusing mainly on being outside, getting to the beach, getting to the splash pads, and we are also doing tons and tons of reading. We're, like I've mentioned in past videos, we're part of Abby's Usborne Summer Reading Club, which is coming up to an end on the 15th. So we'll be ordering our books, and that's just going to be a blast. So, and then we also participate in the Library Reading Club, and we are going to be having next month our big appointment with Doman International to kind of come up with an intellectual program, a physical program, and all sorts of fun things for Z to work on. And you know, we've had great success with their method in the past, and we're excited to jump back in. And so that's kind of what our summer looks like. But finally, we're going to be working on First Start Reading, and this was another product that I did a review for the Homeschool Review crew, and we really enjoy. We're on book C currently. I anticipate in a week or two we will be done book C, and we will have book D and E left. And while this program hasn't really, I'd say, like, how do I explain this? It hasn't helped his reading so much because he could read the words, but it has filled in a gap that now he can spell a lot of these words, and it's been great to work on his penmanship as well. So I'll just show you an area we haven't done. So tomorrow we'll be working on the letter J, so we go over, like, you know, what says J, like J words. We practice our uppercase and lowercase J. You know, some students may draw a picture of J. Z doesn't, not J, but J words. Zakari doesn't care for drawing, so I don't push the issue. Then we start working on the letter before that was K, so we start working on some K and J words and doing some copy work. And then there are some story, there's another place where you illustrate the story, but like I said, I don't push that. It's not important to me for him to do that. And then we have a dictation, and I thought, like, at the beginning of this program I was skipping the dictation because I didn't think he would be able to do it, and I was not giving him enough credit. This kid is picking up these spelling words, and it is awesome. So if you're looking for a combination program, this is phonics, reading, and printing, but I would say this is also a spelling program, or at least it helped my son learn how to spell. So this is from Memoria Press, and like I said, I did do a review on this. I'll link it in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. There will also be a link to a post where I'll have links for all these items that we're using. If I've done a review on them, I will have links for that as well. And so that is for a recap, that is why we homeschool year-round. Like I said, to stay in routine, to avoid the summer slide, and just to fill in, make sure we're not missing any skills. This is a time where we're not running a full curriculum. Like I'm not hitting, okay, so we're doing science right now, but we're not doing history, and we're not doing social studies. And once we're done science, we'll slip into some geography, and when we're done that book, well, then we're just working on reading and writing and the basics, right? And when I say we're doing the science, the 180 days, we're kind of hitting 180 days of science. We're kind of hitting two birds with one stone. There are science topics, absolutely, but it is basically a comprehension. So your student, let me go to a page where it's written all over it. It's hard because we're getting to the end of the book. Okay, here we go. So your student has a little blurb and then some questions about what they read. And the topics just happen to be science related. So we're connecting science with reading comprehension. So it's win-win. So anyhow, I hope I haven't talked too long, haven't talked your ear off too much, but that is what we're doing. I have done a video a week or two ago about our summer reading basket, and you can check that out. I will be sharing what we read in June, because we did add some more books. We were blowing through that basket. It was not going to last us till the end of August. So I started kind of digging deeper on some different books. Like at the beginning of this month, we read one of the Magic Treehouse books, and it took place in Paris, and it was at the Paris World Fair, and they had the creator or the designer of the Eiffel Tower. They had Benjamin Franklin. They had, no, it wasn't Benjamin Franklin, I'm sorry. They had Alexander Graham Bell and a few other famous scientists. And so we grabbed our books on them and threw them in the basket so we can continue going on. And we also pulled out the book, What is the Eiffel Tower? From the What Is, Who Was series. So we're kind of building on that. So reading is our big key this summer. What are you guys doing this summer? I love to know what families are doing. Do you homeschool year round? Do you guys take a summer break? Do you just take a couple weeks off? I know some people do light homeschool during the summer, so they just do the main core subjects so they don't slip on the reading and the math. So keep me posted. Let's have a conversation in the comments below. If you like this video, please thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, subscribe to my channel. It helps with the YouTube algorithm so more people can see videos like this. Do you find it's important to continue schooling even with your public school kids if there's special needs? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you guys soon.